Excellent. All right, everyone. Thank you so much and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Badge. I am your host, Steve Fecto from Talent Development and Learning, and I thank you all, this audience that is just filling up and growing by the second as we kick things off for our Season 3, Episode 10 for Beyond the Badge. These are the stories from October in our third year of holding Beyond the Badge. And for many of you who are new to our audience, you're here to support a colleague or a family member that we're honoring here today, I'd love to start by giving you a little intro to what Beyond the Badge is all about. As it said in that intro, Beyond the Badge stories come from our system daily huddle. Every single day, our senior leadership, our most executive senior leadership in our entire 48,000 employee health system come together for a huddle every day. And they come together to make sure we're set to have a high quality safety day here across the health system. But they take a pause during this very serious, very important operational huddle to recognize an employee. And we know that there's a rotation where one leader, one senior leader in our system has their turn to share an employee story. And the people we're celebrating today were those one person that leader said, I want to share this story. This is just remarkable. I got this patient letter that I just have to share about this employee, or this one-time remarkable moment that occurred. It said, I cannot wait to share with my leadership peers the story of excellence that this employee at our site performed. And we collected those thanks to our partners who run those huddles and coordinate those huddles. So special thanks, as always, to Swati Garg, to Joseph Mary, to Hillary Polly, who collect the stories from October, this group, and sent them to our Mount Sinai Spotlight Committee. We're the folks who do employee engagement work around the health system. So those who are going to read the stories today are the passionate leaders around our health system who do employee engagement work. And I know they're excited to share these stories with our audience. We've collected them all, we've packaged them up, and these are the stories of people who have gone beyond. They're always excellent, but why did these leaders choose these stories to share? Because they recognized this is an above and beyond. This is a beyond the regular day that I've got to share this with you. And we can't wait to share them with you. We always have this large audience and you're very active in the chat, which is what I always love to see. So get into that chat. Make sure you set it to everyone to share your love. And I see the hearts fluttering already. Make sure you're doing that too. You know, I know many of you are new in our audience, but many of you who are regulars are our leadership team. Our senior leaders continue to come back month after month to be inspired. My chief learning officer who sponsors this program, Diane Adams, we talk about it all the time of how this month just rejuvenates us as leaders in the health system to hear your stories. And I'd love to pause and start by turning to a few of our leaders to open things up before we get into our 20 stories that we have to share with you. And special for today in our audience that even our celebrants were not prepared for, we have our Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Brendan Carr, has joined us today, is looking forward to hearing these stories. I would love to start by taking a pause and bringing Dr. Carr on up here to say hello and congrats to our celebrants and our audience today. Hi, Dr. Carr.
Steve, you're amazing. Thank you very much for the intro. Thanks everybody for letting me say hi. I am mortified that I do not have the right wallpaper up. I went scrambling through my email. I couldn't find it. I don't know how to do it, and I apologize. Listen, it is not lost on me for 1 second how lucky we are to have the people that stand shoulder to shoulder with us every day when we're taking care of folks. And that means clinically taking care of, welcoming, addressing the needs of all of those pieces. So this in the huddle, but also here, I used to come to these as chair. I used to nominate people for these as chair. And it has been a while since I've been at one of these. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to come back, to listen, and to celebrate, because we are nothing if we are not the people that we work with day to day. And I feel extremely, extremely privileged and proud to be a part of this organization. Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You are going to absolutely love the stories we have for you today. And I was got to do this for you. I can apply the background. There we go. Okay, you're all set.
That's power. That's amazing.
All right. Well, thank you. You can sit back and enjoy. You're going to love what you hear. And, I want to go to a couple of other leaders who are here too. There are always so many emergency medicine stories we see. We've got a few more this month. So I went and talked to Dr. Benjamin Abella, who I know is here. He's our system chair of the Department of Emergency Medicine. And Dr. Abella, I know you're excited, not just for the emergency medicine stories, but all the stories we're going to share today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Steve. And welcome to all of you. Thanks for joining today. It's an amazing group, actually, over 200 people on this call. It blows my mind. I'm Ben Abella, the system chair. And one thing that's worth mentioning is I'm new here. I started in September, so I'm a newcomer to the Sinai community. And one of the things that compelled me to join Sinai was the sense of mission, of love for each other, of support and collaboration. And I gotta say, 3 months in, it has absolutely proven to be the case. I've been thoroughly impressed by the group of people we work with. I'm humbled, I'm honored. I want to thank all of you for being here to support our employees and to support our team members. I'm also really proud of our emergency medicine team. As you all probably are aware, emergency medicine is a challenging field. It's tough work we do, but we love it. We're very dedicated to the mission and dedicated to serving the Mount Sinai community more generally. And our employees show that. They show that with their work every day. And one of the things that we've been especially devoted to as a department is building our system integration. And so we're really excited as we move towards this new era of One Mount Sinai, thinking about how do we work well together across our hospitals. And I got to give credit to Dr. Carr and others before me to really start this off in our department. We've now picked up the baton and are running with it. And we've done a lot of work to bring our department across each of the hospitals more together. And it's really just a testament to our people's willingness to collaborate and to be creative and to roll up their sleeves and work hard. So I'm grateful to all of them. I'm thrilled to be part of the Mount Sinai community. And I'll turn it back now to Steve.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Bella. And in the emergency medicine, you'll see we have people coming from many different sites. That one Mount Sinai feel, great work happening in your department across many sites. I do want to jump out to one specific site. I got to call another leader. Dr. Scott Lauren is always in our audience. He's so committed to coming and sharing and cheering on the Brooklyn employees, as well as all of our employees here. So please welcome our President and Chief Operating Officer of Mount Sinai Brooklyn, Dr. Scott Lauren, who I'd love to give a chance to say hello.
Thank you, Steve. It's so great to be here. And of course, it dawned on me that I'm going right after two emergency medicine physicians, a critical care physician, and kind of follows the clinical pathway of a typical patient.
Yeah.
So I want to take time to congratulate all the honorees today, and also take a moment to thank all of you for the incredible job you do each and every day. Your passion for your work, your tireless support of our patients, and genuine caring for each other is just extraordinary. It's really an inspiration, and you're all role models in the areas that you work at. And it's really what makes One Mount Sinai so special. I've been with Mount Sinai since 1995, and the highlights for me have always been these types of award ceremonies. The best type of recognition you can get is from your patients or your colleagues, and many of you today will have received from both. It's really an incredible testament to your accomplishments. At Mount Sinai Brooklyn, the pinnacle of recognition is the handwritten note by a patient or a family member. We always highlight these at our daily bed huddles. And the reason being, because anyone who takes the time to actually write something out, it means that you have made a difference in their lives. So congratulations to everybody. I just want to do a final shout out to the Mount Sinai Brooklyn honorees today, Gabriel and Sophia. They're incredible people and colleagues at Mount Sinai Brooklyn, as you'll hear soon. So congratulations, everybody.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Lauren. And because of that, I think we're going to go straight to them. We've got 20 stories to share over the next 50 minutes. So it goes fast, but do not let yourself become just static. Get into that chat, shout out with your applause and cheers in the chat. You're doing it already, so keep it up with our celebrants. And, for one thing, if Michael or Alyssa want to throw up a quick poll for me, this is the first time we've done this. Would love to know more about you, this huge audience that comes back over and over again. Just curious, how many of you is it your first time? Or do you consider yourself a regular? And how do you know a celebrant? If you're a direct colleague, a leader, a family member, we're just going to run that poll as we get things started. But again, while that's going on, I want to thank our committee members who are going to be speaking. I want to thank our huddle team that's coordinating, and Alyssa G and Andrea, Michael Joseph, and Jessica Rubin backstage making this a seamlessly coordinated, just like our mission statement, a seamlessly coordinated program. So while that's running, I'm going to go to our first story. Dr. Lauren, like I said, I don't want you to wait long. You already said Gabrielle Peralta. Let's go to that. Let's bring Katrina Bravo up, even though it was in the appreciation by colleagues section. This was a Mount Sinai Health System pharmacy leadership story that recognized a Brooklyn employee, Gabrielle Peralta. I'm going to knock out, once you've done the poll, you can close it out. But Gabrielle, hello. And Katrina, let's hear this first story.
First of all of us on a seat.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you.
All right, Katrina, take it away.
Great. Welcome, everyone, and I'm glad to present Gabriel Peralta, our senior buyer, Mount Sinai, Brooklyn, is described by his coworkers as a team player who is welcoming and agile. Recently, the pharmacy director at Mount Sinai, Queens, recognized Gabe, saying, Gabriel was a great help to me the past few weeks. Our pharmacy manager and pharmacy buyer were out, and Gabriel assisted with the Mount Sinai Queens pharmacy purchasing. The process was seamless, and I appreciate the teamwork during this trying time. In another recent story, Gabe highlighted that a known medication on shortage became available for procurement within our wholesaler with limited stock. Even though Gabe did not have need at his site, he knew it was a fast mover at other infusion centers. Because of his quick thinking communication, we were able to procure sufficient product to avoid workflow changes and possible downstream impacts. Thank you, Gabe, for this excellent work.
Yeah. Thank you, Katrina. Gabe, I just love that story. Now, that is teamwork, a little different than we're used to seeing. We think of teamwork as this one-to-one, be there for my, teammates, but you're thinking of teammates across the health system and
Agreed.
ensuring that one Mount Sinai mindset
Anything
will be
else, guys, that
proactive.
we need to?
So I'd love to turn it to you and talk about how do you bring that sense of that teamwork and caring for the whole system into your daily work?
No, I appreciate that. Like I see that all of us are coworkers, but I see that beyond that.
Yep, I will.
No pun
I'll send
intended
it
to
everybody
beyond the
'cause I'm in
badge.
front of you.
It is a health system, and if another site needs the
Okay,
help,
guys, thank you so
I
much.
am definitely there to provide it.
I'll send a wrap-up
Well,
email
it's an
and email
excellent
to the
example. Tell your
professor.
colleague we say hi behind
right,
you.
guys.
I know you're busy at work in a busy office, so thank you for taking the time to come on. But really a wonderful story and a true example of a one Mount Sinai mentality, thinking of everyone who might need this medication, even though you didn't, and providing it and making sure you captured it. It's an excellent example.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Steve.
Thanks so
Thank you,
much. Great
everyone.
to see you. Katrina, since we have you on, I'm going to jump again. This is starting into our patient letters example. So Dr. Lawrence said we love those letters from patients. We got a collection of 6 or 7 of them. Let's go to the Brooklyn one first. Since you're up, it's for Sophia Kellier at Mount Sinai, Brooklyn. And we'll go right into that story. Hi, Sophia.
Hi.
Sophia, you were recognized by a family member who wrote the following letter of appreciation. My mother, a dedicated nurse who formerly provided care for patients, found herself as a patient on that very unit. During one shift, PCA Sophia Kellier was assigned to my mother and diligently ensured her comfort and well-being. Remarkably, Sophia's care extended beyond her designated shifts, as she would proactively visit my mother before commencing her duties to inquire about her progress and assist her in any way she could. This consistent display of familiar care significantly contributed to my mother's comfort and sense of being genuinely cared for. I extend my gratitude to the entire team involved in my mother's care and express special thanks to Sophia Kellier, who not only fulfilled her role as a patient care associate, but also embraced patient-centered approach in every aspect. Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you, Sophia. Yeah, I love the pun they did there. Patient Care Associate, PCA, and Patient-Centered Approach, PCA, that they wanted to highlight. And, Sophia, they also talked about how your patient care extends beyond the medical treatment and encompasses the fundamental essence of empathy, compassion, and ensuring the comfort of the patient. And I'd just love to hear from you. What is your key to bringing that sense of comfort and empathy and compassion into every patient's experience?
My key is just treating everyone as family member and treating people the way I would want them to treat me. And just doing it from the heart.
Yeah, every single day, every single patient.
Yes.
Right. Well, I keep that PCA, patient care, and PCA in your role, associate and approach in everyone. Thank you so much, Sophia. Great to hear from you.
Thank you.
Okay, and thank you, Katrina.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to keep going. Now you can follow along in our program. We have a resources tab that's available in the Zoom. You can see our list, our program. I know Alyssa and Michael have been sharing it out as well, but it's right in the resources tab. There's photos. There's some extra information about all of our celebrants here today. This section is more letters from patients. I'm going to go to the Network Patient Support Center where I have Rebecca Asmussen standing by to read a story for Denise Babukis. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Steve. Thanks.
And here's Denise.
Hi, Denise. So after speaking with Denise on our Westchester lines, a patient was so horrified to realize that she accidentally gave a low score on the post-call survey that she called back to be transferred to the supervisor to correct the score. In her conversation with the supervisor, the patient stated, Denise was so fabulous on the phone. Awesome and excellent are just a couple of words I can come up with to describe her. I have to share how helpful, efficient, and human Denise is. My son has a fractured finger, and Denise worked so quickly to get me in. I've heard great things about Dr. Small, but to actually have the entire phone system be on my side and work so hard to accommodate me, it made me nearly fall off my chair. Well done to you, your team, and Mount Sinai for having such great people answering the calls. These are amazing words of appreciation, and we want to thank Denise and the whole Westchester Call Center team for all they do for Mount Sinai, our patients, and our team. Well done, Denise.
I mean, Denise, I love the visual of picturing this person in a frantic panic that they gave the wrong score and desperately trying to reach your supervisor. Denise, I think I saw that you're still in your first year at Mount Sinai too, which is excellent that you're already receiving this great praise from patients. I'm sure this wasn't the first time they've reached out to give their glowing feedback. And so I'm just curious, along with being efficient and skilled at your work that the patient noticed, how do you make what they said is that human connection that they discussed about their experience with you?
Well, as my mom says, I have the gift of gab. So I can just talk to anybody, strike up a conversation, and I have patients almost every day that want to speak to my supervisors to tell them that they just loved having a conversation with me, that I made their day, I made them laugh, I made them feel comfortable, I made them feel like they were just comfortable with
Yeah.
speaking with me. And I have patients that even call me every day just to say, "Hi, oh my God, I'm so happy that I got to talk to you today," just because I was excited to talk to you. So I just love people and I love talking with people and I can make a conversation out of anything.
Well, use that gift. It is making a difference in patients' lives that they are speaking to your supervisors, and you see your supervisors in the chat when you come out of this off screen and go back and see how they're raving about you. Clearly, they're getting a lot of calls about your excellent work. Denise, I love it. I'm going to have to give you a call so we can chat more. I can hear you brighten all of our days. So thank you so much. Great to talk to you.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Denise.
All right, Denise. We're going up next to Tyler Casimir from Mount Sinai Hospital Faculty Practice. We're checking in. We know Tyler's here. We haven't seen if she can come on camera just yet. So, Amy, why don't we go and start reading the story, and we're going to see if Tyler can come on camera or is just listening in.
Sounds good. Thanks, Steve. A physician in neurology shared this patient's story in appreciation of administrative assistant Tyler Casimir. During an appointment this morning, my patient told me that Tyler provided the best scheduling experience she's ever had at a doctor's office. When they spoke on the phone to arrange for the visit, Tyler was flexible and worked with the patient to find the best time, even providing the patient her email address in case anything needed to be moved around. She communicated with kindness, expertise, and empathy, and the patient reported feeling very valued and cared for. I wasn't surprised to get this feedback because Tyler consistently embodies all of the best values that enrich our Mount Sinai community. She is optimistic, dedicated, knowledgeable, and patient-centered, and everyone she meets leaves their interaction with a smile on their face. Tyler is a true asset to our Mount Sinai neurology community and deserves to be recognized for this.
Yeah, from one of the providers. Tyler, I think I see that you're on phone only, so say hi if you're out there and is here by phone. Hi, all right, so excellent. So Tyler, we can hear you.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry we can't see you. There's a photo of Tyler in our program, so go check it out there. But Tyler, so this patient recognized your kindness, your expertise, and your empathy. And I'm wondering if you can give us an insight into what you feel makes the real difference from a normal expected experience to what this patient claims was the best scheduling experience they've ever had at a doctor's office. What's the difference for you?
Well, that message, I didn't even. So my thing is, I was raised with the main goal of treat people the way you would want to be treated. My mother always made sure to instill values of you never know what anybody is going through. I have had several healthcare professionals who work in my family, several nurses, I have PAs. So I have experienced and have seen what good patient care has been related to from a clinical standpoint and also from an administrative standpoint. So I knew that because I had such strong people, I wanted to embody that when I knew I started working in healthcare. So I just always try to make sure I give the best experience that you could get, because I know I am one of the people that you will start your experience with.
Yeah.
So I always make sure that every time that if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. If you need a little phone cry, I'm here. I always make sure, because you will be okay by the time you come to the office. You already let it out with me. All your concerns, I already got you. So by the time you come see one of my providers, I'm telling you, you will be just fine.
My gosh.
So that's one of the main things.
Tyler, if you could see the hearts fluttering up, I don't know if you can see them when you're on the phone, that you already have let it out, and you were that support, and giving that empathy on the phone before they get to their appointment is just incredible to hear. So thank you so much. That was inspiring. This is why I keep tissues close by during these episodes. That was inspiring. And also, this should be like the Mother's Day episode. Everyone's thanking their mothers. You got a lot of great mothers out there leading to Beyond the Badge.
Yes. My mom's been in healthcare for a long time. My aunts, I have uncles, so I just want to be the representation that I know they raised me to be. That's
Healthcare's in the blood. Love it, Tyler. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, and Amy, thank you. We'll see you in a little bit. We got another story from the faculty practice coming your way soon. We're going to go on to Mount Sinai South Nassau. There's a wonderful patient letter for Dr. Dina El-Kadi, and I'm going to have Olivia McGregor come on up to share this story for Dr. El-Kadi.
Thanks so much, Steve, and congratulations to everyone celebrating today. A patient's family recently wrote the following about their experience with Dr. El-Kadi. I am writing to express my sincere gratitude for the outstanding care my wife and I received from Dr. Dina El-Kadi and her incredible team at Maternal Fetal Medicine. Though a challenging and rewarding pregnancy, from the very beginning, Dr. El-Kadi demonstrated not only her vast medical expertise, but also genuine compassion and concern for our family. She guided us through every step of the journey with patience, care, and an ability to make us feel comfortable, even when things felt uncertain. Thanks to her unwavering support, we were able to safely welcome our beautiful daughter into the world. Dr. El-Kadi even made sure to visit us in the hospital multiple times and has continued to check on my wife over the past year. Every interaction with the entire staff was marked by professionalism, kindness, and a genuine willingness to go above and beyond to make us feel at ease. Dr. El-Kadi is truly an asset to your hospital, and we will always be grateful to her and her team for making this journey a positive one.
Oh, thank you, Olivia. And Dr. El-Kadi, you heard the parts of the journey through this story, and the family member used the word journey multiple times when talking about their experience. So I'd love to hear from you. How do you view the patient experience, not only in each single interaction to be excellent with the patient, but to ensure their care across their entire journey, the experience they have with you and your team?
Yeah, thank you. I wanted to thank everybody for the recognition. I guess good deeds definitely do get recognized. Just to let you know who I am, I'm the director of high risk OB here at Mount Sinai South Nassau. And just the words high risk obstetrics can tell you how complicated these types of cases can be. But one of my passions is compassionate care. These women have quite a bit of challenges. This particular mom had a very difficult first pregnancy that did not end well, and she almost died with her first pregnancy. So watching them and taking them through their next pregnancy was obviously very challenging, but it also takes a team support to support the patients. And I really have to commend our MFM team. But compassionate care goes a long way. I believe in compassionomics. I believe in, like what Sophia said earlier, you treat everyone the way you want to be treated, or you treat everyone as if they were a family member of your own. So I look forward to continuing to provide compassionate care to our highest risk women and help them on their journey of having a healthy mom and a healthy baby.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. El-Kadi. Beautiful, and that journey is such an important part for all of us to remember. These aren't just single moments that we are in the moment and we make special moments, but our patients are for life. We're coming back through them and we see them many, many times, as other celebrants have said already. Bonus points to you for giving a call back to a previous celebrant too. I love it. That was excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Dina L. Katie. Next, we're going to Mount Sinai West. I think for the next couple of them, we'll bring Andres Moreira up from West to share this next one for Alma Hoosier. Let's have Alma come up. Oh, Jennifer, we went one too early. We'll get you back here in a second. But Alma Hoosier is up next, and that's one of our emergency room staff. So, Dr. Abella, be ready for this one with Alma. Andres, why don't you start it up, and we'll bring Alma on.
Absolutely. So congratulations to all of the celebrants. So this recognition's for Alma. A patient's family member writes, quote, "My mother was recently admitted to your emergency department. It was a difficult time and your team ensured that I was clear on what was happening to my mother despite their busy shifts. I never once felt like my questions and concerns were a burden to any of your ER staff. That was a true sign of authentic care and compassion of your very professional team. I would like to particularly highlight the efforts of ER technician Alma, especially given that she cared so much for my mom and ensured that she kept her dignity in this emergency room experience. She ensured that I knew what was happening and continued to check in on my mom throughout her shift. She demonstrated a sincere care for my mom that was needed and gratefully appreciated during my mom's stay. She gave my mom the care she needed and deserved with integrity and dignity, and I will be forever grateful. Congratulations, Alma."
Thank you so much, Andres. Alma, this family member says you demonstrated sincere care. Can you help us understand what that looks like in the emergency room setting?
Yes, first of all, yes. First of all, I'm deeply honored to be selected for Beyond the Badges. I'm so proud, especially for West. Yeah. Well, as you know, most of you guys visit the emergency could be very overwhelming. There's lots of going on, and a lot of the patients that come in, they're scared. They don't know what's going on because there could be a number of tests. So I always ensure at least my patients are comfortable and to make sure that their stay will be memorable and they would not be because you're already sick. And without all this stuff going on, tests, the doctors, the whole team, I just show that they're in capable hands of a competent team. And I also remember Mount Sinai core values, which it teaches me equity, empathy, agility, teamwork, and creativity. So I embodies all of that. Thank you.
Got them all. Alma, all right. We get safety in there. Oh, I love it.
Yes,
I love
safety,
anyone's gonna quote our values. It's gonna get me right in the heart. But Alma, I love what you said. I mean, you both specified the patient talked about your sincerity and that human touch, but you talked about how important it is to give them confidence in your ability to. What are you communicating that lets them feel confident that you're in competent hands, along with the compassion and the sincerity? And that's just a beautiful combination that makes you clearly doing exceptional work in our emergency rooms.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alma. Love it. Thank you. And Andre, stick with me. We're going to go right to you. We had brought up Dr. Jennifer Beck Esme already, and we have Nurse Felicia Camina. We were done as a combo. We'll see if Felicia's here. We have Dr. Beck Esme. They were recognized together with this patient letter.
Absolutely. So a patient shared this letter of appreciation for their nurse Felicia and provider Dr. Jennifer Beck Esme. Quote, "I am very grateful for the excellent care and service of the entire staff, mainly from Nurse Felicia and Dr. Beck Esme, who attended me. Felicia, who was above and beyond, a woman of great vocation, who does not simply do a job or provide a service, she is like an angel on earth. What a beautiful person and a great professional." And Dr. Beck Esme was also very understanding and a humanist, not just a scientist with an object of study in front of her, and that is invaluable. For me, it is very important to find some humanity in people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andres. And it looks like Felicia couldn't make it. That's okay. She was recognized in March this year, actually. She's a return. Double dipper. But we'll have Dr. Beck Esme speak on behalf of both. And this is a theme today, the humanity in the patient experience. And I'm wondering, Doctor, if you could speak to how do you bring that human touch, that humanity into your connections with patients?
Well, thank you. Thank you for the question. Thank you guys for having me so much. It's very humbling to be recognized among these amazing people. And it's really only because of people like Alma and Felicia that I even have the space to be to be able to be a human with patients in the chaos of an emergency department. I think most of us went into medical care, medicine, because we wanted to care for people. I think there's less stressful and better hours, ways to do science if all you wanted to do was science. Of course, we wanted to do the science also, but it's really, at the end of the day, sometimes the science matters way less than being a person with another person. And so I think it's always important to try and find time for that.
Yeah, wonderfully said. Thank you so much. And now you're making the connection for me. Emergency room with Alma, who's right before you.
Alma
Oh,
and
Alma well.
Felicia.
Is she down the hall from you at another computer?
I mean, Alma probably took care of this patient too, to be honest.
Yes, probably. Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much. Wonderfully said. And we're so glad we got to share this patient letter.
Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. We have, I believe we're on a hold for Lisette. Like I said, people are in and out. They're working with patients. So we had another patient letter for Lisette Pacheco. Tyler, hang on. We're going to come back to Lisette if they can make it. Also, in your program, there's a story in writing for Alyssa Cadiz. She couldn't be here. Let us know in advance. So we put her story in writing in the program, and it thanked her for her kindness and patience. So if you want to read that story from a registrar at Mount Sinai Hospital, you can find that one for Alyssa Cadiz in your program. But we're going to move on for now. We'll come back to Lizette if we can later on, if she joins. But let's go to Queens. We have Oki Bailey standing by, ready to go. Our Mount Sinai Queens celebrant. So I'll have Zachary Key come up. And this is going into our Stories of Excellence section. These are these one-time events that happened that leadership was so proud of that they wanted to share these great stories of excellence. So Zach, take it away.
Hey, Steve. Hey, okay. So I'm very excited to read this story. It's one of my favorites that have come out of our Mount Sinai Queens Beyond the Badges. But Okai Bailey was praised by Mount Sinai Queens senior leadership for his exceptional work in assisting with a particular challenging patient. Okai's ingenuity, compassion, and perseverance in helping his patients who had complex needs and was initially reluctant to leave were truly remarkable. He ensured a smooth and safe transition, which not only demonstrated his deep commitment to Mount Sinai Queens' values, but also left a lasting impact on everyone involved. Okai's professionalism, patience, and leadership helped restore peace and order to the unit, and we are sure the patient is equally grateful as Okai's efforts helped him on their path back to independence. His dedication to finding solutions, even in difficult situations, is a testament to his character. Thank you again, Okai, for all that you are and all that you do. We appreciate you beyond words.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zach.
Okay. And I got to say, I know this letter came from your senior leadership as a trio, all wrote this together to submit this on your behalf. So clearly this was a big moment and a lot of the details are left out for patient confidentiality. But anytime you assist in a challenging patient interaction, I'm curious, how do you compose yourself to be able to provide empathy and care in such a remarkable and role model way? And okay, can you hear us? You get that?
First of all, we have to exercise emotional intelligence. Can you hear me?
Yes, I think there was just a little delay, so you go ahead.
Yeah. I was saying, first of all, I exercise emotional intelligence. A lot of patients say mean things and most of the time it's not really directed towards the staff. It's just their personal situation. So they dispose it on folks around taking care of them. So I entered the situation knowing how difficult the patient was. I planned it out. I got to work. I spent a few hours with him. I asked him what's his wishes, his disposition, whether home or the nursing home, and he expressed to me what he needed. And we found ways together as a team to help him get out safely.
Yeah, I love it. It's not just emotional intelligence, which is great. You're thinking that way. You're showing empathy. You're saying, let me start with listening and understanding what they're dealing with, understanding the anxiety and the emotion that's behind this, and then bringing that emotional intelligence to the patient allows you and sets you up for success in handling these challenges. And clearly this was a significant one that your leadership team wanted to combo to reply and share this story. So thank you so much, Okay. Really wonderful story. All right, thank you, Zach. And we also are missing Julia just now. That's at Mount Sinai Hospital. Colette, come on, hold on. We're gonna come back to you if Julia can make it for this next story. Let's go on to someone who's here now. Allison King is listening in. I want to let you know, we're going to bring Letitia Satpathy out. We had a story from Mount Sinai, downtown Union Square. She's in an area where they can't come on camera or speak, but is there. I believe her team is surrounding her right now, right? I hope they're giving her big hugs and cheers. She's listening in to hear this story, so flood the chat with some praise for Allison. While that's going on, read the story, Letitia. I'm going to put up a photo of Allison so we can all see her while you speak.
Okay, great. Congratulations, everyone so far, including Allison. Allison King recently showed exceptional compassion and communication expertise with a patient who was having a bad day. At 8 a.m., a patient stormed into the surgery practice screaming and asking for information. Allison took a step back and, in a calm voice, tried to ask the patient what they needed. The patient then took all the patient forms off the desk and stormed out. Allison instantly called security and they came upstairs to remedy the situation as the patient started walking into urgent care with the same issues and demeanor. Even in such a tense situation, Allison continued to follow up with the patient to make sure they had what they needed before they left. Everyone was in awe of Allison for being able to offer such compassion for patients and help them, even in such a complicated and emotionally challenging situation.
Right.
Congratulations, Allison.
Yeah, thank you. And I know, Allison, you're out there listening, and hopefully you can see the chat that's flooding up. And this is such an important story. You know, our talent development and learning team offers trainings in verbal de-escalation. And this is a real life example of you committing to handling the situation in a way that's empathic and listening and, you know, doing the right thing and contacting security, but then approaching the patient with that verbal de-escalation mindset for safe care. And it's just a wonderful example. And we thank you. It's a role model example of how you can lead with empathy and understanding to de-escalate a situation. So thank you so much. Big hugs from you and your team out there, I hope, are surrounding you. And thank you, Letitia, for reading that. Next up, you know, again, Mount Sinai Morningside Ambulatory, a late scratch. Ruth Velez Morales let us know today she couldn't make it in. So unfortunately, a last minute scratch. So her story's not in the program, but she activated a rapid response when she noticed a patient's blood pressure was alarmingly low during a triage. And they wanted to comment on Ruth's exceptional response that highlights the value of a proactive approach to patient safety and the impact of early interventions in critical situations. She had her training, she knew what to do, immediate response, and how important that is for patient safety. So we're sorry Ruth couldn't make it, but we're going to go to Tyler now for a story. And the last one of this section is for Michael Lightfoot and Khalil Jones. And Tyler Geegan's going to share this story of excellence.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, Steve. So excited to share this story. Early one morning, a patient in our pediatric emergency department at Mount Sinai Morningside unexpectedly eloped from the hospital. This patient was able to get past our staff, running past the desk in the lobby, and ran in the direction of Morningside Park. Security officer Michael Lightfoot immediately pursued the patient out of the facility, and at the same time, nursing attendant Khalil Jones was entering the building, observed the patient leaving, and joined in the pursuit. Khalil was able to successfully re-engage the patient in Morningside Park and helped him return to the emergency department safely so that he could continue to receive the important care he needed. Both Michael and Khalil went above and beyond their calling, risking their own safety to assure the safety of this vulnerable patient in need of care and attention. We want to thank them for their courage and agility and putting the safety of our community above their own.
Yeah, and thank you, Tyler. And I know Officer Lightfoot couldn't make it, but Khalil, we have you here. And, you know, it's in these unexpected quick reaction moments that we can really see the core commitment someone makes in their work for our patients. So, you know, what would you say is at the core of your commitment to patients and their safety that inspired you to respond in this dramatic way, to jump in and sit? You're just walking in for the day and instantly you're in this moment. So take us back to it. What inspires you to react that way?
I was actually coming back from my break and I just seen him run outside and like I felt like I have a child myself. I just had a daughter. So I personally, if I had a child in the hospital, I wouldn't want to call and they're not there. So I just wanted to make sure I got him back and safe so his family could know he was okay.
Yeah, wonderful. And so congrats to you if this is a newborn. You said you just had a daughter. Congrats to you.
Yeah.
And just a really wonderful story. And you know, I'm picturing Morningside. I mean, you're going down the steps into the park. It's dramatic. And there could have been chase music playing during this, but you know, that is not a small effort. And to ensure the safety and just to take the ownership of it, saying, I see it, I can make a difference. And your quick reaction shows the type of person you are. So really wonderful. Thank you so much, Khalil. Wonderful story.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Okay. We're going to go in again. We'll come back to stories if some of our guests can make it, step away from their patients and come on screen. We'll go right to them. So stand by. But let's go into our employee spotlight section. These are some overall stories. Sometimes it's a complete body of work of employee that a leader says, I need to highlight this person, to put them in the spotlight so everyone hears how great they are. Or perhaps it's a project that they were working on that they wanted to spotlight. We're going to go first to Mount Sinai Beth Israel, who they just wanted to rave about Officer Lionel Cave. Who's here. So, Christine, I'm going to send it to you for this story.
Thanks, Steve, and congratulations to everyone celebrating today. Mount Sinai Downtown Security Officer Lionel Keefe joined the Mount Sinai family over 4 years ago as a contracted security officer, and his exceptional work ethic has led him to a permanent role in our security department. From the moment he walked through the doors and took on his role, he demonstrated a high level of professionalism and security expertise. Mr. Cave has consistently gone above and beyond his scope of duty and has seamlessly illustrated what it means to be a security officer. He has participated in hundreds of calls for service that range from simple requests to abstract, dangerous situations, but ultimately, Mr. Cave always gets the job done. Mr. Cave's excellence is often contagious to his peers, which also makes him an exceptional role model. It is with our deepest gratitude that we extend our appreciation for Mr. Cave as his efforts kept patients, staff, visitors, and property safe downtown.
All right, thanks, Christine. So, Officer Cave is the good kind of contagious in a hospital setting, but Officer Cave, I love it. I noted the line that you have seamlessly illustrated what it means to be a security officer. That's what your leaders see in you. How would you describe that? How do you describe what it means to you to be a security officer in a healthcare setting?
First of all, I'm grateful to be selected to be a part of this thing. I just like being a security officer. Our job as security officer is to keep the environmental safe for all staff, patients, and visitors. We got to inspect the property, make sure it's safe. We respond a lot to agitated patient. And one of the most important thing being a security at a medical facility is when you respond to restrain a patient. They could be aggressive. So try to listen to them and don't matter what you tell you make them comfortable. Although you might know some of the things that the family is not supposed to tell you. Sometimes they try to hit you. You don't get them back. You take it. So being a security officer is not easy, but then if you love doing it, then you will enjoy it. And you will see the obstacle being a security officer. So working at Mount Sinai over the past 4 years, I joined the job during the COVID time and a lot of persons leaving. And COVID around me away because I think the staff needed security because there was a lot going on at that time. And after COVID has finished, I get to like the job more and now I'm still working.
Love it. Love it. So, first of all, I heard the word safe about 20 times. Clearly, your heart is about safety. That to your purpose at its core is safety. But you went right to the same thing. It starts with listening. When you're empathy, understanding, and that's what guides you in your work. And doing that de-escalation is so important to focus on safety. That's how you lead. And that's just wonderfully put. And why your leadership is clearly raving about you. And so happy to have you for the last 4 years.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Officer Cave. Lots of love in the chat. Go back and read. All right. Thank you, Christine. We're going to go next to Nelson Chan, who I've been chatting with backstage. I'm not sure if he's on camera here, but we're going to go ahead and read that story. Colette Watson, why don't you come up and read this one from the Clinical Command Center? And there's Nelson. How are you? All right, Colette, to you.
Steve. Congratulations to all. Congratulations to you, Nelson. Thrilled to read this story. So our story goes, the Clinical Command Center's Nelson Chan began his career as a licensed paramedic over 10 years ago and joined the Mount Sinai Health System Transfer Center in April of 2023. Nelson effectively manages complex transfers with compassion, safety, agility, and teamwork. He routinely advocates for his patients, escalates when appropriate, and displays urgency in moving patients, embodying the Clinical Command Center's goal to get patients to the right care at the right time with the right resources every time. Nelson was also an invaluable super user during the Transfer Center One Epic Go Live in May. and continues to make valuable suggestions and insights to optimize the system and our protocols. Clinical Command Center leadership are thankful for Nelson's hard work, commitment, and for living our values every day. And they look forward to seeing all the great things he will continue to achieve.
Thank you, Colette. And Nelson, thanks for coming on. And, in addition to the Mount Sinai values that your leadership recognizes you, such as safety, agility, and teamwork that they identified, what would you say is the key value or the commitment you make and how you approach your daily work in the transfer center to be successful?
Well, it's truly an honor to be recognized, and I'm humbled by this acknowledgement. I think another approach to my daily work is collaboration. I firmly believe that we have to work collectively as a team together, sharing relevant information amongst my team members and making sure that we value each other and we work with each other every single day, to make sure that these patients get the appropriate care.
Yeah, I love that. The idea of what teamwork is valuing each other, not just great communication to identify, but caring about each other, valuing each other to be able to do your best for your patients is so key. That's a wonderful insight, Nelson. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, congrats, and thank you, Colette. We're still holding out, Colette. We'll see if that MSH employee can make it. But for now, we're going to go next back to West, Mount Sinai West Ambulatory. West and Morningside were at both ends of October. Started things and ended things in that rotation. So we got a bundle. We're going to go to Andres for Xochitl Ramirez from Mount Sinai West Ambulatory, who has some fans standing by applauding. All right.
Absolutely. So known affectionately as Chili, Medical Office Assistant Cholith Ramirez at our Mount Sinai West Outpatient Department begins each day with a clear focus on ensuring our clinic is ready to serve our patients. Beyond her tasks, Chili connects meaningfully with patients who regularly express gratitude for the way she alleviates their anxiety during very stressful appointments. Her consistent presence has also fostered a sense of unity within our clinic. Her warm demeanor adds irreplaceable value, fostering a sense of connection and trust among the team, knowing that her diligence and compassion will create an environment where everyone feels cared for. Her ability to bridge the needs of patients and staff exemplifies the harmony we strive for in our department. Thank you, Chili, for your commitment to teamwork and consistent dependability. We are so grateful to have you in our Mount Sinai West ambulatory team.
All right. Thank you, Andres. I have to make the pun. Chili, I love that you're named Chili and you're recognized for your warmth. It's just too much to handle for my heart. But Chili, I love how this story begins by commenting on how you begin each day with a clear focus, ready to serve our patients. That's what your leaders see. Can you describe that for us a bit? What's at the top of the list of you coming to work totally focused to be your best every day?
I try. It's hard, but it's like I just start my day, especially when I see my Spanish-speaking people outside that they need translator, and I'm like, we don't need it. I got you. And that's about it. But every patient as well, not just my Spanish-speaking people.
Right. Oh, I know it. I'm sure. Is there one thing you're saying? They talk about your focus. What do you focus on? Say, okay, I'm mentally prepared.
Patient satisfaction.
All right.
The care, giving a good care.
Well, good care and great personality that we can all see. And I'm glad you got your fans there cheering you on. Let's see some
my
hugs.
beautiful coworkers here and my manager.
Excellent. Well, they seem very proud of you, and I know it's a whole team effort, and they really wanted to highlight that great care and the focus you bring into your work and how much they value and appreciate you. So thank you all for being there to recognize Chili.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Andres, we're going to stick with you. There was the other ambulatory story from Mount Sinai West later in the month was for Isa Marie Rivera. So let's bring Isa Marie on up and take it away.
Isa Marie Rivera is a dedicated secretary in our Mount Sinai West neurosurgery team who consistently demonstrates exceptional care and support for both colleagues and patients. Patients have expressed their gratitude for Isa Marie's compassionate and informed approach and her ability to make them feel valued, understood, and supported throughout their healthcare journey. Her ability to connect with patients personally has significantly impacted their overall experience. The appreciation also comes from her colleagues who say that her collaborative spirit and proactive nature fosters a positive environment that encourages teamwork. Her exemplary work and positive attitude serve as a model for others within the team. We are so grateful for her dedication to improving the patient experience and creating a positive work environment.
Yeah, thank you, Andres. And there's that combo, that last line. These days we go beyond talking about patient experience and we talk about the human experience. And your story is an example of that commitment you make to the patients, a positive experience for your patients and a positive experience for your colleagues. So I'm curious, what's the defining attribute or the personal approach that you believe is key to excellence in both, in patient and colleague experience?
I think it's just being empathetic. I'm a person who's like positive. I like just seeing everyone just generally happy. I come in with a positive mood, and I think that just goes a long way. I think if you come in and, with a smile on your face, it can just change anything. And I like to bring that on to my colleagues. I like to bring it on with my patients, with my providers, even my management. And I think that's key, honestly speaking. If I can be happy and I can make anyone else happy, or I can change someone's mood or make someone stay better, then why not?
Right. Issa Marie, so first off, the empathy is coming back. Big theme, humanity, empathy, the listening here. But I love what you're saying. And right after the last story we had with Chile, you're both about what you bring in each day, that you're coming in prepared to be your best self. And I don't know if that's a quick mental, like, get ready, doors are opening, I'm ready for this great day. But that mental preparation and emotional preparation to have a great day is an amazing insight. And thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
Okay, well,
Thank
thank
you
you
for
so
having
much.
me.
Thank you, Andres. Congrats, Issa Marie. Glad we got to share that story. And actually, it must be the ambulatory teams from West and Morningside collaborated because we're doing the same role in the same neurosurgery department, but going to Morningside for Diana Zapata. So we've got incredible secretaries in our neurosurgery department. So let's bring up Diana and have Tyler Geegan back for this story.
Yes, thank you, Steve. So Diana is a dedicated secretary at our Mount Sinai Morningside neurosurgery practice whose willingness to go above and beyond, both for patients and her colleagues, is exemplified by her compassion, teamwork, and excellence. Her empathy and understanding creates a sense of trust and comfort, which significantly improves the patient's overall experience. Diana also demonstrates a high spirit of teamwork, fostering a supportive environment where her colleagues feel empowered to learn and succeed. Diana seamlessly manages her own work, even as she recently took on additional responsibilities supporting multiple providers and training a new administrative secretary on the team. Diana's friendly demeanor and extensive knowledge make her a valuable resource for the department, and we're so grateful to have her as part of the Mount Sinai Morningside ambulatory team.
Excellent. Thank you, Tyler. And Diana, I love the line that your empathy and understanding creates a sense of trust and comfort. It gives the results of what empathy does for these patients and colleagues. So can you speak a bit about your personal approach to the patient experience that's being highlighted there? How you build that trust and comfort?
Definitely. I try to give comfort to my patients simply because I know coming to the doctor is a little nerve-wracking sometimes. So they could be in different moods. So I try to be empathetic, try to understand where they're coming from so that they can feel more comfortable with me, more comfortable in the practice, more comfortable with the doctor, because I'm the first person they see. So if I can get them comfortable and I can get them, more relaxed to see the doctor, it's a better visit for them.
Yeah, I love it. And Diana, you pinpointed it. It's that mindset that you're bringing as recognizing I'm the first person. I've got an extra responsibility as the first person they see. And we heard it earlier from someone, recognizing that moment that you can make, only you can make, to be that first person to start to alleviate some of that anxiety. So to take ownership of that and to create an excellent experience from that is a really special touch.
Thank you.
Love it, Diana. Thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you, Tyler. We're going to go into our final section. I am still keeping my eye out if some of our late arrivals can make it, but we've got two stories in this final appreciation by colleague section. We're back to the network practices. Let's have Rebecca Asmussen come up here. We've got Gabriela Gulino here. Hey, Gabriela, how are you? And Rebecca, let's hear this story.
Yes, I'm back for more. So in her 7 years at Mount Sinai, clinical supervisor Gabriela Galino at our Mount Sinai Doctors Astoria practice has willingly traveled to most of our 63 practices to provide support to our medical assistants. A natural educator and leader, Gabby developed and replicated clinical workflows throughout our practices, created manuals with pictures of instruments for our procedure rooms, and has provided unending support to our medical assistants. One office manager wrote, "Thank you, Gabby, for all your help creating a lab room and implementing our new workflow to ensure that we all meet safety and cleanliness standards, and for setting up smart sheets for the flu vaccines for the MAs. Your communication and dedication makes all the difference." Revered by her team, colleagues, and leadership, we thank you, Gabby, for all that you do for our MA teams.
Yeah, thank you. And Gabby, it's amazing to hear you've been to over 60 practices in the network. And so I'm curious, to each practice you visit to support the medical assistants there, what is that sense of purpose that you bring that guides your efforts with each unique team to help support them?
Thanks. I have not visited 60 practices. It's probably a typo there, but we have over 60
70,
practices.
80?
Probably, yeah.
It feels like 63.
Yeah, so I've been a medical assistant for quite a long time. I am now a supervisor, and I am the type of supervisor that I need to know the flow to understand the flow to train the medical assistants who are actually doing the flow. That's my number one motto. I need to understand it myself before I can explain it to anybody else. But at the end of the day, I love helping people. I did a lot of patient care, and so I know at the end of the day, this is for our patients. And and so that's main goal is patient care. So I again, thank you so much. I do appreciate this honor.
Yeah. Thank you, Gabby. And so, first off, the main patients at the end, patient focus as the end in mind. But what a great leadership quote to say, I have to understand it first before I can communicate it to others. That's, when you went promoted into a leader, to recognize your role is not, I just have to know everything and I've got to but to take the time to understand it and explore where you have your own knowledge gaps and learn it first to communicate. That is an exceptional leadership skill and approach that we could be teaching in our classrooms.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Wonderful story. And thank you, Rebecca. All right. And we're at our final story. And I know this is another one. Louisa came on earlier. She's not able to come on camera or respond, but we talked with Louisa. She is listening in. Amy, she's out there with her colleagues cheering her on. So I'm going to put up a photo. You go ahead and read this final story for Louisa Ortega.
Great. A provider in the Department of Medicine expressed the following appreciation for medical assistant Luisa Ortega. I want to give a huge shout out to Luisa, our amazing medical assistant. My last patient of the day, an elderly woman, was severely hypoglycemic despite receiving oral glucose and glucagon. Although we called 911, it took a while to safely transfer her to the emergency room. Throughout the entire time, Luisa stayed by my side, ensuring the patient was closely monitored and safely transferred. Her dedication and commitment went above and beyond, prioritizing the patient's safety every step of the way. Thank you, Louisa.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Amy. And this final section was the peer appreciation. It was appreciation by colleagues. And here's a peer who wrote a star, wrote a thank you message that said, stayed by my side, supported me, and how much that meant, that kind of teamwork, that kind of support for a colleague that was expressed in a star. And I want, as we were closing things out, congrats, Louisa. I know you're listening in, but I wanted to share everyone. You all have the opportunity to create a moment like we just did for a colleague, and we had 20 stories we shared. You can go out and create 20 new ones. We have our star link right in our resources tab that you can go on when you're on site and choose a colleague and say, here's someone who made a remarkable difference in my day today. Here's this moment where their support really meant something to me, and write it out and send a star. You can do that every day for a colleague. So be sure you're sending out those stars. We receive 20, 30,000 of them a year, and everyone is meaningful for the one person who receives it. So thank you. Thank you for that, Amy. And with that, we are wrapping up our episode 10 of season 3, our final one of 2024. With that, when you leave today, there is a survey. We're doing it for the first time. We'd love to hear a quote from you about what was your favorite, message you heard from a celebrant or story or something that's going to stick with you. If you have a moment to put that into our final survey that'll open up when you close. Otherwise, we will see you in the new year with the November stories. We're still wrapping up season 3. January 10th, we'll have our November set of stories that were shared on the System Daily Huddle. They've already been shared. We're collecting them. We'll be looking forward to sharing those with you. So come join us month after month month for more incredible stories of our employees going beyond the badge.